going on, everybody? I'm Kevin Carr here with Traklife Media Group, and I am here with the one, the only Grandview. Grandview, how we doing? How we feeling?
Feeling great today. It's the start of football season. I'm able to talk to you, and it's just the day is looking more up and up as it's going on. So I'm really happy to be here.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I heard you got a new track coming out.
I
When's that
do.
coming out?
Yeah. Yeah, let me confirm right now. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's coming out September 27th. It's featuring Young Senju. It's called Freestyle All Night. I'm really excited about this one. It's like a very, you know, it's very Grandview in the sense of just like we tell a story through the record, but it's a lot of fun and it's very easy to listen to. And I think it's just gonna fit perfectly into this pocket of kind of what I need in this album. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, because I heard the snippet and it is fire. It's very Grandview-esque. It's very telling of a story, which is one of the main things that I find you and Logic have in common. I know you might get the Logic comparison a lot, but it's not a bad comparison to get.
No, not at all.
I feel like the resemblance is uncanny, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like he's such like an influential person, just like just like as a human being and like as a man. I think that
Absolutely.
he carries himself in such a way that has inspired me just to be a gentleman and move with honor. And obviously, I found Logic in 2011 on "This Song Is Sick." I literally was there the day Young Sinatra One came out. Listened to the song.
Wow.
Yeah, listen to the song "Shine On," and I was a fan since then. So I was 14 at the time, so I was perfect, like to be incubated by that. And
That's like that prime music age.
yeah, I think
14, yeah.
we were speaking about that also. Like when I was growing up, it was just this incredible blog era of Joey Badass, Chance the Rapper, Mac Miller, Big
Hmm.
Sean, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, like all these people, Odd Future, like all these people dropping these classic mixtapes that were so formative to my, Isaiah Rashad, Schoolboy, all of TD. It's just like
Yep.
this too much for me to go over, but it's it was just a beautiful time period, and Logic was probably someone that I matured with as his music was maturing, my life was maturing, and you can
Absolutely.
hear it, you're like, my voice sounds like Logic. I think it's just like just naturally.
Right.
Um, yeah, but
Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no, it's the truth. It happened to be like that, and we really have just one second, sorry. We really have paralleled so much of just like me becoming a person and him growing as an artist. So yeah,
Well, speaking of you growing as an artist, you did headline your first show.
I did.
Congratulations. That is so awesome. Like that's unbelievable. That's stuff you dream of when you're 14 listening to young Sinatra one. So
It's
tell us about that, dude. Like,
yeah,
how
no,
was that?
yeah, it was crazy. It was so one. It was such an interesting, just I don't know, connection of events. So basically, I was put on this show with YG Tut and Ozair, who are these believe Southern rappers, maybe from Tennessee. And it was at the Mint LA, which is this really incredible venue where I saw Marlon Craft and Chris Patrick, who are two of my favorite up and coming rappers. So when I was able to get on that show through Sean Healy Presents, shout out that company, they're incredible. I work with them all the time. Was put on as a direct support opener, and it just so happened to line up the day after my birthday. My birthday is August 15th. The show was August 6th.
Hmm.
So I was like, look, I can make this kind of a massive moment for me, my friends, and all of Team Grandview. So I actually like booked a party bus for 45 of my friends, and even more random. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was crazy. So like I was able to use the money from the ticket sales to finance the party bus and make it this incredible party and moment. I filmed the music video for Freestyle All Night. We had a camcorder,
Really?
we had video, and we filmed the pregame, the party bus, and the show, and we made this incredible music video that you guys will see.
I can't wait to see that. That's an
Yeah,
awesome story.
I could send you it actually after, and then so that's going on, and then I'm actually at rehearsal Wednesday for the show, and I get a text from my friend, and he's like, "Hey man, I just got like a refund on my ticket," and I was like, "No fucking way." Like it says the show is canceled. So I'm like freaking out. First off, I'm gonna be out of money with this party bus. I'm like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
To drive around LA and get drunk, but uh I call the promoters. I'm like, hey, like, can you give me some clarity? Like, what's going on here? And they're just like, the headliners had to pull out for some reason, but you're selling really incredibly well. The opener is selling really, really well. You guys are both selling well. Like we have the mint for the night. would you just want a headline? And I was like, this is so I'm like, so you're telling me that for my birthday present, I get to headline the mint of a venue that I've seen some of my favorite rappers rap at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's kind of like those moments where like sometimes you just like you hear about people getting breaks, and that was a break for me. And like
Hmm.
seized the moment, and we sold a lot of tickets, and it was just a truly incredible night. Like you've seen the photos, and it was
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. It looked so cool. It looked like so much fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it was like cool because one, we live streamed it on TikTok for all of Team Grandview, so they were watching. And then because it was like a longer set, I was able to do things that I've always wanted to do with my shows, which is like, rap on White Noise by Disclosure, this remix, rap on Devil in a New
Hmm.
Dress. Just
Ooh,
yeah, play this like my whole catalog, which is not my whole, but like a lot of my catalog. And it was just, it was a really unique and amazing birthday. That's all I can say.
dude, I'm so happy for you. And I just got to say, I'm a big believer in good things come to those who wait and good things come to those who work hard. And I know you've been working hard. I know you've been doing good things, and that came right to you. You took it and you ran with it.
Yeah,
So
thank
I'm
you.
happy that happened with you, man. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you, man. Luck's created when preparation meets timing. And I think that was kind of that luck that just kind of clicked together. So I'm happy to have that moment forever.
Yeah, man. God's plan.
Yeah.
God's plan. What are your future plans? Any albums? Any shows coming up?
Ye-
Be
Uh,
building to anything bigger?
yeah, I'm always building something big.
Growing Team growing Team Grandview. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right now it's like finishing better with time. It's the writing is going really well. The recording is going to be a lot, but the songs are bigger. I probably only have like three more records to write. And it's so important to me that it's better than Time is on our side. Obviously, the fans will decide that, but the name Better with Time, like you should deliver on it. But I'm focusing on just making the album. I'm gonna drop this single, then one more this year, and then you know hopefully I want to play a show in New York by the end of the year. That's
I'll be there.
yeah, I love that. I would love to have you there.
I'll
It'd be
be
so
there, man.
yeah, it'd be so great. And because I have a solid Team Grandview solid in New York. So those like probably one more show because the shows are like it's great for me to like do them like a bunch, but like after like the headlining one, I'm like I need to focus on the album. And
Right, right.
probably that plus finishing the album and doing my podcast that I have on the side is always a great way to network.
Podcast you have on the side.
Yeah, no, it's called Vibe.
Plug that. Plug that.
Yeah, it's called a Vibe Call West Radio. Is where I interview artists.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
dope.
that. I didn't know that you were doing that.
Yeah, so it's a cool concept too. So basically, before they come on, I ask them what's their favorite album of all time. They tell me, it'll be like let's the College Dropout. I then go on Spotify. I see the songs 1 through 8 based on total number of streams, and I put it into like an Elite Eight tournament bracket, like March Madness. And then
Right.
while the interview is going on, like kind of like how Hot Ones they eat a wing, then they'll answer a question. For this is like you do a bracket, you talk about your favorite album, then I get to ask you a question.
That is awesome. Like that's a really good, like as a journalist and as, someone that's trying to break into this industry, that's a really good idea. I
Thank
like
you.
that concept a lot. That's really cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
So keep doing that. But I did warn you about this beforehand, but I had some, kind of deep would you rather questions because my goal with this interview was not only, oh, here's Grandview, here's what he does. I want to see the person behind Grandview. What, not what makes you tick. That makes me sound like a supervillain, but you know what I mean. The
Yeah.
person that we don't usually see.
Yeah,
So you ready for the first one?
I'm ready.
Would you rather be one of the world's leading experts in a single field or be the most well-rounded and versatile person in the world and why?
Oh my.
I
Really good.
know.
Really good question. Trying to think like how, yeah. I mean, I would say just the well-rounded because one, I think
Yeah,
the amount of rooms that I could be in if I'm a very well-rounded person. Like I love to surround myself with people that are more intelligent than me. And I feel like if I am well-rounded, I'll be in rooms with people that maybe are that hyper-focused, amazing person in that niche, and I can learn from them. And if I'm well-rounded, I think my network would be a lot larger.
That is a really good way to think about it. Because I was going to put it into perspective of if you're a leading expert in a single field, you could be the greatest rapper of all time, which I assume would be your goal as an artist, as a rapper, is to be the best, be the greatest. But when you put it that way, building your network, being in rooms with people that are smarter than you, that's a really good answer to that question. Personally, I would go with leading expert and be the greatest journalist of all time, the next Stephen A. Smith. But
Yeah, yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
That makes sense. I think it's honestly the entrepreneur in me. I love to build things, and I think that um, having the ability to like, especially with like music right now, is I do want to be the greatest artist that I can be, and drop a top 10 album of all time. That's always my goal. But at the same time, I
Hmm.
do want to build a media company. I do want to open restaurants. So I feel like my mind is just naturally into building things and then allowing them to grow on their own. So I think that's why my mind leaned towards that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Going into the second question, would you rather have your entire lifetime of experiences converted into a movie that you can watch whenever you want to remember them, or your life turned into a book that can be read and interpreted by anyone? So anyone can read this and interpret your life, or you get a movie of all your experiences that you can watch.
Oh my God, that's such a good question, dude. Wow. That's like one of them is so internal, one of them is external. Um I think because I know that if I really wanted to write my own book, I could about my life. I think I'm gonna go with movie
Much
because I
like Logic.
yeah, exactly. But like I feel like if I want like I want can anyone else see the movie or is it just me?
It doesn't say in the question that anyone else can see the movie, but for the sake of the interview, you can show the movie to your friends if you want to.
Okay, friends and family can see the movie.
Yes, there you go.
I'd probably do the movie and then I would write my own book if my life needed that.
Yeah, see, I was thinking like the book can be interpreted by anyone. So if it's my whole life story, people can tell me different things about my life and make me think differently about things that I've done, or make me think differently about past experiences. Like you should have done this, you should have done that. And that's kind of daunting to me.
Yeah, I mean,
So so I'd rather just see the memories, honestly.
I don't need everyone seeing my business. Yeah, I agree.
That's exactly what I said when I was thinking when I was looking at
Yeah,
the questions.
that's a really good question though.
This one kind of has stuff to do with being an artist-ish, kind of.
Okay,
Would you rather never be rejected ever again or never fail ever again?
let's kind of go hand.
They do kind of go hand in hand,
Yeah, I'm
but
trying to
when you
think.
break it down, they kind of don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I would. I think probably never fail because I think rejection is like a good medium too. Because I feel like it pushes you to make something better. And I would rather have things that I create be rejected, but I would rather like in the grand scheme of things never fail. Like if I have a massive goal, I would love to know that that is going to pay off. But if I am not putting out my best work, I don't deserve the credit.
Right. And I think that being rejected, it does build character. Like it does make you a better person. It gives you that feedback that you need. And I'm sure you've been rejected millions of times in your life. We all
Millions.
have. And
Yeah.
it sucks, but it's a part of the human experience. It's part of, and I assume it's a part of an experience of being an artist is being rejected.
Yeah, massive. I think every single day is, yeah, you're selling yourself online to people behind a keyboard and like you're gonna get rejected, 9 times out of 10 in the beginning before and then obviously as you build this, loyal fan base, like you have Team Grandview and they start protecting you and growing with you. But yeah, in the beginning,
Hmm.
it's brutal. It's so brutal.
I assume just by like other people, like were there people in your life telling you like, maybe you shouldn't do this? Like maybe you should just stay in school. Maybe you shouldn't,
Yeah.
maybe don't do this music thing. Maybe take the safe route.
Yeah, I mean, so when I was younger, I was a very social person where like in high school, I was just friends with like just a large amount of people. Just I was just very social.
Hmm.
And I thought these people were my friends. And then, they're good people. And I don't want to say that, but when I came back from school and wanted to pursue something in music, like, that love was not the same when I like took a
They showed their
different
true
path.
colors.
Yeah, when I like, yeah, they just like, and I get it. Like, I'm a white kid from Manhattan Beach. Like, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I should not, to me, but in the moment, it was so hurtful. It was so hurtful, and I really dealt with that for a long time. Luckily, I have my friends that are still with me that are like my best friends, and they might not have always
Mhm.
understood it, but they supported it. Like they might not have been like
That's what you need.
yeah, exactly. And like it showed like who my real friends were, and just my circle was so big, and I thought these people loved me so much, but they didn't really love me. Like they didn't love me for me. They loved me for what I offered them, or like like in partying. You know what I mean? So it was a
A
really
hundred
hard thing
percent.
to go through. I like went from pretty comfortable socially and like my self esteem, and like I took a massive hit when I felt lowered on the food chain because of my choice, and like that's something that I've come to terms with, and I don't have any ill will for those people. I just knew that they were wrong, and like we've proven that I've taken it farther than they ever thought I could. So yeah, wow, I've never really said that in an interview, so you are getting that out of me. But yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take the I don't know if you've heard what Amon St. Brown does, wide receiver for the Lions. Inside his locker, he has a little notepad that's a list of all the receivers that were drafted before him. It kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of that. Like you're looking at these people that you thought like were your good friends in high school, not turn their back on you, but kind of not believe in you as much and make fun of your choice. And you're kind of looking at that list saying, I did this, I headlined this, I'm doing this, I'm succeeding. I'm doing what you thought I couldn't do.
exactly.
And I
And
think
like
that's the best part.
yeah, there's power in it. There's no ill will, and like they're totally entitled to their opinion.
Hmm.
It's just like I was immature in the moment. It just hurts so much, but it's a great full circle thing, and then you really find out who your friends are. Like that's a very important thing to figure out in life, is you don't want to be friends with everyone. You want to have a very tight group of people that you can rely and trust. And I am blessed with like an incredible group of friends that love me to death
That's
and will
awesome.
support me, go to bat. So I'm very lucky.
We'll run through a wall for you.
Yeah, I would do the same for them, but they're incredible.
Yeah, it's more of just being not being friends with everybody, being friendly with everybody.
Agreed.
That's kind of what I was taught as a kid. That's what my dad always told me was to be friendly to everybody, but you don't got to be everybody's best friend. Not everybody needs to know all your business. And but I think that I feel like a lot of artists experience that. Like I know a kid, unfortunately, his music career didn't work out, but he started to pursue music in high school, and everybody was just making fun of him every day for it. Like just pulling up his SoundCloud and just making fun of him every day for it. And I'm just like, he's just trying to chase a dream. Like, why are we bringing people down when, because he could have been laughing in our face 5 years from then. But, I never understood that level of hatred
Hmm.
towards
Yeah,
artists trying to achieve their goal.
yeah. I think it's easy to critique someone's ambitions when like you don't see that as plausible for yourself. So it's like if I don't think I can do it,
Exactly.
like, how does this individual think they can? And like that's a normal experience that we see online through trolls and like just every single day. Like and yeah, it's but it's about using it as fuel. Like I always like when I was first doing the rate these bars on TikTok and someone would like say something negative, I felt like I was like, all right, like I'm like Kobe, like I'm like fuck you. I'm gonna go upstairs and record a better
Hmm.
freestyle. And I remember I did, and like I recorded one of the few, like one of the first freestyles that did really well was this August 15th freestyle over this soulful beat. And I literally made that because I was like, all right, like maybe you're right, maybe you're right. Like I can fucking do better. So let me go upstairs and do the best I can. And I made something that people actually liked. So it's like you could use it effectively, but don't let it guide you.
You should go find that comment.
I know.
You
Nah.
really should. You
Oh
should go
man,
find that comment.
if you would have seen my comments when I was first making my TikToks, it was brutal. It was gnarly. Like very like yeah, I rapped over Small World by Mac Miller and everyone was just shaming me that I was ruining like he was turning over in his grave and he would be so disappointed in me. I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
it was crazy.
Oh,
Like,
Mac would not be disappointed in that.
I know. I'm like, you don't know. Like, I feel like his entire thing was about appreciating just all music. So but it's fine. It's a part of the journey.
It's
And
just it's
some
internet
people
trolls.
quit. Yeah, exactly. Like it's a normal thing.
You were talking to me in the initial interview that we did about Spotify bots. Now,
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of Spotify bots. Like, can you like describe that? Is that just like people that just like make fake accounts just to like boost streams or something?
Yeah, I think it's one of the worst things that happens to independent artists, especially in the beginning when you're
Yeah,
first.
that's what you said in the interview. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's, when you're first creating your songs and you're putting them out to the world, you'll be like someone will reach out to you basically and be like, "Hey, I can get your, song X number of streams." And it's these companies that just have these bot farms that will just, bot your streams and just it will ruin your account. There's potentials. You'll go on these playlists and the playlist could get taken down, your catalog could get removed. And I think it's so sad to me. Like that's the number, like if I could stop one thing in music, maybe this is too general, but not one thing, but like one of the things I hate the most is that these companies and these people prey on the infancy of the dream of like this young person and promises them these things, and it truly fucks them over. And they take their money. It's a true scam, and it fucks up your algorithm. It's harder for you then to get on
Right.
Spotify Radio and Discover Weekly because Spotify has no idea who likes your music because there's no information on the account that's listening to your music. And it's just, yeah, it's horrible. And it's truly, you even see it though. Sadly, I feel like even at the highest level of, music, like some of these numbers that you see are just like, even labels fabricated with this technology. And it's sad, and it's artificial, and it
Hmm.
completely deters any like, organic momentum that you have. And it's sad.
Exactly. Getting off a somber note, you mentioned that's one thing you would remove from music. What is one thing that you would add to music? Like, I know that's a really broad question, but like the industry as a whole, just what's one thing that you would add and or change?
Hmm. I think it would be amazing if lower level artists such as myself could use samples and not have to pay these exorbitant amount of monies.
Mm,
Exorbitant amount of money, excuse me, because a lot of producers on YouTube will create incredible compositions and beats using, classic samples. And I listen to the beat and I want to use it, but my pockets would literally die if I even
right,
attempted the sample. So I wish there was a more, artist friendly way. It sucks because I don't want to say that because the native, I would like the natural person the person that created the song deserves compensation. I'm not saying that.
right. Like you got to get your bag, but
Yeah, but I wish there was like a structure that like if you have X like number of like like a stream deal basically where it's like if I only generate 10,000 streams, like I only have to pay you X amount to use your sample because the exposure is not that much, and like you're not getting any money either. So I don't know. That's what I would want because there's so many incredible producers that use these amazing samples, and I just can't really use any of them at my level. So I would say that.
yeah, that's even like just classic songs. Like
Yeah,
just absolute
exactly.
classics. Like you're not gonna be able to use those beats. Like you're not gonna be able to use any of the Kanye beats. You're not gonna be able to use like anything like that. And I
Yeah,
think that I'm not an independent artist, but I feel like when it comes to your beat making, you do get very catchy beats. I think you do very well for yourself with your beats, especially Autograph. That's obviously my favorite song of yours.
yeah.
I played it on my radio show, but man, I had so many people texting me about that song. I had so many people saying like, "Who is this guy? Like this song's amazing." And it just made me happy because Traklife meets my radio show, meets you, meets growing good music. That's what we want to do. We want to grow good music, and I'm happy that that's happening. I'm happy that you're doing your thing. You seem to be doing amazing. You're doing great things. I can't wait for the album. I can't wait for the single. When you're coming to New York, please let me know. I
I
will be
promise I
there.
will. I'm excited for you to hear the next one too. This one freestyle all night's really dope. The next one I got a really dope feature as well. This guy named Quajo. I don't know if you know him. He's fucking awesome. And the beat it's dope. It's like a mix of like Flume and Logic, and it's crazy.
Ooh, see, I feel like the beat is like I'm gonna compare it to a pizza. The beat of a song is like the sauce of a pizza.
Yeah,
Like if you don't really notice it that much, but when you notice it,
it's
it
so
makes the whole
important.
thing 100 times better.
Yeah, I like production is such an important part of my catalog. Like as you're saying, like I really am so picky with my beats, like so picky. You would not believe
Hmm.
the amount of beats that I listen to choose one. I am extremely picky, and because it's so important, like it has to be. You're right. Like that's a good way of putting it. Like the beats has to be catchy as well. Like it
Right.
has to live on its own, in my opinion. Like if the beat can live on its own, I'll fucking rap on it. If it's just like if it's too and there's rappers that love to rap, like just not my style. I want, I'm influenced by Brockhampton and Kanye West and Fred again and Odessa and Flume and Porter Robinson and like these grand instrumentals. So it's like that's where I kind of always gravitate towards.
Oh, I absolutely love the beats. Obviously, as a massive Logic fan, I hate that I'm mentioning Logic so much. But
No,
like
it's fine.
whenever I look at you and I just think Logic. And I think that that's great because in middle and high school, I was severely made fun of for being a Logic fan. It was me and my friend Nick. Shout out Nick.
Shout
We
out
were
Nick.
the two Logic fans of my middle and high school, and everybody was like, "Oh, like clowning us, peace, love, and positivity. Who wants that? Like, come on, like, are we serious?" And we went
Yeah.
and saw him in concert, and it was amazing. And we came to school decked out in our Logic gear. So to be talking to an artist that reminds me of Logic is just so like full circle to me,
I
honestly.
love that, man. That made me really happy, and that's it makes sense. Honestly, when I was a fan of Logic, he was still young Sinatra, and it was so dope. So everyone was like so
Mhm.
pumped on him. But I'm guessing when you were in high school, he was probably like in his everybody Bobby Tarantino phase.
Yeah, so it was I think late middle school was like 2016 for me. Was Bobby Tarantino
That's
one?
crazy. I'm so much older than you.
Yeah,
Man, you're
I'm
making
I'm
me feel
I'm
old. I graduated
21.
high school. I know I graduated high school in 2014.
I graduated in 21.
That's crazy. I graduated college 2018. This is ridiculous. Wow. So
So, I remember like when Bobby Tarantino 2 came out, which it might be a hot take. That's my favorite Logic album.
it's a good
Uh,
album. It's
I
definitely
don't
not
know if
my
that's a hot take or
favorite.
not,
Yeah, I mean,
but
like I don't think you go. Sorry.
I remember standing at the bus stop, just listening to that and just thinking like, this is so good. And I went into school and everybody was like, dude, this Logic album fucking blows. I'm like, are we listening to the same fucking artist here? Like, what is going on? And I
That's
just never understood it because people just they listen to what was popular. And I feel like that's another big problem with music. People don't dig deep to find good music anymore. And I feel like at Track Life, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to provide you with these artists. We're trying to give this exposure and we're trying to show good music like your music to more people. So
yeah,
it was an honor. It was an honor sitting down with you today.
man.
Great interview.
Yeah,
So
dude.
much
This
fun.
is this might be my favorite interview. You did an amazing job, Kevin. Seriously.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. Good
Yeah.
luck with everything. Um, but yeah, man, that's it. Kevin Carr, Track Life Media Group with Grandview, the man. Anything you want to say to the people before we stop the recording?
Shout out Track Life. Shout out you, Kevin. Just such an incredibly human just conversation. And like that's to me the best journalist, like that's the best journalism in my opinion. And I think that you have a real future in this, and I'm excited to see your path with it, man. I actually have someone that I want to connect you with offline because I think you're that great and he's making moves. So this won't be the last that we're talking.
Thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate the kind words.
Of
All right,
course,
man.
man.